I'm Alex, he's Jim, and this is the Charging Status EV podcast. How you doing, Jim?
I'm good. How are you?
Not too bad, not too bad.
Yeah, I see you've got a hoodie on. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sweating, like fairly seriously sweating here, and you're wearing a hoodie. That's making me feel even warmer, I think. Talk me through it.
I haven't got a t-shirt that fits properly, I guess.
Do your clothes shrink in the wardrobe?
They do, yeah.
Yeah.
They get smaller and smaller every time I look at them, so yeah.
Yeah,
We'll go with that. So I've stuck
Yeah.
on one of my branded hoodies for today.
Mine
so.
did until recently, but I've lost weight and they seem to now stay the same size. Which I don't know if the two things are related or
It's
not.
magic, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are going to talk to you fine people today about car launches and what it's like to go on a car launch. I think a lot of people have probably a different opinion of what they are. I don't know about you, Alex, but I've never been on an international one.
No.
So we can't really talk about those, but we're talking about the ones in the UK. Perhaps someone successful could talk to you about the international ones, but we're going to talk about car launches in the UK and what they actually entail, and probably how they differ for content creators to people in the traditional press, or the car magazines, etc. So, what's one that we've both been on recently that's not BYD because they're a bit different?
We did a Volkswagen one last year, so the new
Yep.
Golf.
Yep.
Obviously, that wasn't an EV. We've done quite a few BYD ones together, haven't we?
we often go to these things, but on different days, don't we, or different times?
Yeah, they usually
yeah.
spread it over 2 days, don't they? So we've so happened to be on separate days for whatever reason. I don't know why. We did a KGM one in January, I think. So
Yeah.
that was quite cool. So,
Yeah, that was really good actually. That one. So what tends to happen is these things are quite often at a wedding venue, aren't they?
they are. Yeah.
Yeah. So there'll be a kind of a big house in the country that's a really nice place to have as a wedding venue, and they'll have an array of cars there. Everyone turns up. Usually you'll get a bacon roll or a croissant and some coffee or something. Hopefully have a chat with some of the PR people, and then there's usually a little presentation on the car. That can be anything from 10 minutes to 45 minutes. And sometimes they're more straightforward than others. Sometimes it's like, here are the stats. This is what it's about. Off you go. And sometimes you get to hear how the design was inspired by a rutting wildebeest or something like that. And then you get a period of time with the car. And this is the bit that can be actually quite frustrating at times, can't it? The amount of time you get with the car. And
There
you
was
don't
one we went-
always get a car to yourself either.
No, there was one we went to recently where there was very, very little time with the vehicle. And when the car's brand new to you and you're trying to film the car for a YouTube video, there's a lot that goes into filming them, as we've mentioned before on the show. But when it's a car that's brand new to you as well, it does present its challenges, and you need a good solid few hours, really, not just like an hour. So it really does vary on.
And sometimes it's an hour with someone else with you as well.
Yep.
And at that point, I think there's a major difference, which some of the brands are starting to understand, between people that make videos and people that write.
Mm-hmm.
And you probably can do one. You could probably do a written review, sort of maybe an hour in the car each. And you've taken your notes and you're chatting about it with each other as you go along, and probably that's doable. I still don't think you can get a really good review from it, a really thorough one. You can talk about all the stats and all the facts and figures, but one of the things I love about having a car for a week to review is that I'm going to take the kids out in it at some point. I'm going to go and do the shopping with it. I'm going to possibly do a motorway run in it. I'm going to do, you get to use it in all different kind of walks of life, and you're using it in real world scenarios, which you don't on a launch, do you?
No, you just drive it up and down the road and then come back, and that's about it. That's one of the things I noticed when I had I tend sometimes when I have the cars, I tend to use it a lot, and I get like I don't know if that's the same for everyone. I don't know if they use it as much as I do, but there's just so much more that uncovers as the week goes on when you're spending time with it, and it really goes a long way to help make the review a bit more detailed. So.
Yeah, definitely. I think the other thing that happens is that they usually give you a prescribed driving route, don't they? Or there'll be a choice of routes, and they take you through all these like picturesque villages and nice windy roads and all this kind of stuff. But it's very rare that they give you anywhere to film like the external stuff, the stuff where you're talking to camera and walking people around the car and you're reviewing the interior and all that sort of stuff. And I've ended up in some very strange places doing those. I mean, when I have a car in for a week, I usually go out to a car park in the New Forest somewhere and go to the back of it and do it there. And it's not ideal, but it's somewhere to do it. Obviously, Alex lives on a farm, so he's got a bit of land where he can do that kind of stuff.
Yep.
But on these sometimes, I mean, we did one, didn't we, in Milton Keynes, where we were literally in a pay and display car park.
Oh, yeah.
And we got there, and Brian was already there from Auto EV.
Yep.
Doing the same thing. And I think as we left, someone else pulled in.
Yeah. And then when the one that was really bizarre to me was the BYD Dolphin Surf.
Oh.
It was like, I can't describe it. It was almost like a boot camp, but for filming. It was just if you looked around, you just see loads of people with the car filming. It's very, very weird. We pulled into the car park, and then also Brian followed us and had to go somewhere else. But yeah.
But usually it's fairly limited numbers, isn't it? Maybe 20 people or something. Yeah,
the one that I went to a few months ago was the BMW one with the Mini electric. They really had that sensible. It wasn't many people at all.
Yeah.
Maybe 10.
And they'll often do multiple days, won't they? Or they'll do like a morning session and an afternoon session.
Yep.
All the BMW ones I've done so far have been really well done. So you get like a really good amount of time with the car. They've thought about where you're going to film, the externals and all that sort of stuff.
Yep.
But yeah, some of them are. You can see they're still being put together in the same way that they were probably 15 years ago when everything was written, essentially, unless you were on the TV. But I think people always think as well that the PR's there to, almost try and colour what it is you're going to say. And I don't know about you, but I find it rare that they will even say to you afterwards, what did you think of it?
No, I've not had that.
Like I think they don't want to make you feel under pressure.
Yep.
And I mean, occasionally I'll say to someone, "Oh, I really like that," and they're like, "Oh, no, you don't. You're just saying that."
Yeah.
And as you know, I'm not someone that just says it. Quite often they cost us money to go to, don't they? I mean, I'm going to one. I'm going to one in a couple of weeks actually, and I've just booked a Premier Inn because it's absolutely miles away from me, and it's an early morning start, which cost me 90 quid to go to that.
Yeah.
And I'll probably make 30 quid on the video.
Exactly, yeah. It almost always does it cost you to go there, so
yeah. There are some where I don't know if you've had it or but I'll sometimes just ask for a hotel room.
Yep.
And occasionally you'll get one, sometimes you won't.
Yep.
And then you'll sometimes find that some of the A-lists that go have had a hotel room. And that's just the way it goes. And obviously for a lot of the people on magazines and stuff, they'll just be expensing stuff like that. And they get paid by their employer because they're employed and we're self-employed, so we can only make money from the content we generate. And I think we could probably make more money if we said everything was atrocious and put a big "I hate this car" on the thumbnail, but obviously you have to remain honest or you don't have an audience.
Yeah,
in my opinion, anyway. I don't.
No real
Not
point.
everyone shares that clearly, but I sort of do.
Yeah, agreed.
Mm.
But yeah, yeah. Back to what you're saying. I've never felt any sort of at these events any pressure to say something, or they're always very sort of calm and quite nice sort of things, and yeah.
And it's always like one of the comments you get from people. I guess you get it. I've had it several times. Is, well, they take you to these things and they wine and dine you. And yeah, I mean, you get some food, but you generally get. I mean, you do a BMW one, you get a little picnic basket with some sandwiches and sausage roll in and a drink, and it's all really nice. But it's not like, oh, we're taking you out for a 2 Michelin star
No.
lunch, and we're going to get 3 bottles of wine down your neck and all the rest of it.
Yeah, and also if you're filming, you might not have time for lunch.
Yeah.
You might just not eat at all that day.
Yeah, which I've done several times.
Yeah, because you're trying to get stuff done. So
and then trying to get home again, and yeah. But I think there is quite a. I mean, some of the international ones I've seen, they are clearly wining and dining people and looking after people and making an experience and stuff.
Yeah.
But I guess they're probably doing that in the hope that they get loads of content from it. You know, there was that Skoda one recently that I saw where people were like kayaking and
Yeah.
there's all this crazy stuff going on. But they're probably, I think it was mostly video and Instagram type people going. And I'm guessing they're thinking, if we do all this, they'll make 4 videos that mention Skoda rather than just a review of the car.
Yep.
So I don't think they're doing it for possibly the wrong reasons, shall we say.
That's fair.
What would be your ideal car launch, Alex?
You turn up, get some breakfast, and you're given 4 hours plus with the car, and then home.
Yeah.
Something simple, I think.
Do you know what, as well? I'd love every car to have a sheet of paper in it.
Yes.
That's just got all the stats.
Yep.
But just the ones you actually want.
Yeah.
Like I know some people want a lot more, but they could be like a 1-page summary with the key stuff. Because, as you know, I'm like a 1-page summary sort of bloke. I don't want to know how many millimeters longer it is than the outgoing model, because it's usually like 4. Or any of that sort of stuff. I want to know like MPG or range. I want to know 0 to 60. I want to know towing capacity. I want to know the boot space. What kind of engine it's got. What the drivetrain is in general. And really, I want to know the price they start at and the price of the one I'm driving.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's probably me done.
Yeah. I have found, though, that Kia, when you look at their spec sheets they give you, they are incredibly detailed, especially for the EVs. Like, they go into what the battery type is, like loads and loads of information that's really tricky to find sometimes. Because one thing I don't know if you've noticed that it's really hard to find is the boot space with the seats down.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really hard to find.
Yeah.
And then but everyone measures boot space differently, don't they? Or,
they do.
Well, Tesla do, for sure, but some of the others do as well. There doesn't seem to be one sort of universal boot space measurement.
No, sometimes it'll be up to the bottom of the windows,
like parcel
I think.
shelf or
yeah.
Weird, and then sometimes it's to the roof. It's all very
strange.
Odd. But yeah, I think it'd be nice to get like a summarised. These are like the important facts, and then maybe a couple of pages of here's everything else.
Yep.
Because not everyone does a review like me. Some people put detail in it.
Well, there's different things, isn't it? I think we've spoken about it before that there's different types of reviews for different people.
Yeah.
I mean, most of the videos that me and you make are about half an hour sort of thing. I mean, I've got my Lotus video that's coming out soon. It's nearly an hour, and that's very unusual for me because that car was very, very special. So I think there's a lot to say about it, but that just depends on what you're trying to make, I think, sometimes. But yeah, but there is a benefit to like a 10-minute review for certain cars, or like a 10-minute look at a car. I think those are ideal because some people just want to watch the video and then buy the car and sort of thing. So
it's a weird one for us as well, isn't it? In the like video world, and sometimes I think you're much better off being at the launch because you can be one of those first people to put the content out, and sometimes you're better off having it after 3 months when all the big boys have got their content out, and you're almost like that second wave.
Yeah.
And then you've probably had the car for a week as well, so you can do a proper review with it. There's a couple of brands that have never invited me on a launch that I've had like every one of their cars from, and it really annoys me that they don't invite me on launches. But then I probably think, when I actually think about it, sort of think, well, how well would the video do if I had been on the launch?
Yeah.
And a lot of them, you're all making more or less the same video. You're going to have different opinions on the car, but you're all making visually a very similar video.
Yeah, and also when I've got more time in the car, I can do my infotainment guides. I have recently tried to, I have done those guides at the launch events, which is a bit push for time sort of thing, but I think they're worth doing because it'll be one of the first ones out there because not many people do those kind of videos.
And it's a bit of a USP for you as well, isn't it?
Yeah, especially if the car's brand new. That's worked out well a few times now. So, you had any weird experiences at any car launches or?
Weird. I tend to sort of attract weird experiences, but not especially. Just things where, like, I've had the car for an hour and there's 2 other people in it, and you think, am I supposed to make a video with this?
Yeah.
And then when I do, I make a really short video, and about half of it, I'm saying, well, this is not very good because I've only got the car for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So I don't know what value anyone gets from that, really. But then you sort of can't go and have the expense of going, and what's often 2 days for me, because if they're a long way away, I'm going to do an overnight.
Yep.
You can't do that and then not make a video.
No.
But yeah, it's weird sometimes, like just the amount of time that you're there and the amount of time you have a car for. Like if I'm in an event for 6 hours, I want the car for 4 of them.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like, I don't want to be at an event for 6 hours and have the car for 30 minutes. That can be frustrating. What about you? Have you had any weird ones?
I don't think so. Like, I think just the ones like you said, where sometimes we've been together and we've had to film our videos sort of at the same time, which is quite strange because I've got you watching me.
No, you've got me improving you.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Yeah, you've got your mentor there, your father figure, just guiding you.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. Just the lack of time, and then I sort of have to rush myself and try and get something out that's more of an overview of the car rather than an in-depth kind of thing. So it's a different kind of review, a different kind of video, isn't it? But no, not really. They've all been fairly good. I'll go back to the Volkswagen. That Volkswagen one, that was quite good. That was the new Golf 8.5.
Yeah, the VW ones are always good, I think.
Yeah,
I think they're a nice mix of like information and time with the car.
Yeah,
and
they did a lot of heritage stuff. They brought the old generation of Golfs to have a look at. Because it was at Cafe Machine, so they were planning on showing the cars off at Cafe and Machine that evening.
They had that crazy old electric one as well, didn't they?
Yeah, that was really old.
Which had a manual gearbox.
Which is strange. Yeah.
What was the story with that? There was like a few hundred of them. They were built just for going around the factories, basically, weren't they? For them and for one of their suppliers, I think.
Yeah, I can't quite remember the details, but yeah, I think so. Yeah, the gearbox kind of thing is weird, isn't it? But yeah, no, nothing bizarre. Just they've all been a bit different and a bit.
What's been your favourite one?
I think the one I went to, the BMW one was really good. It was just really organised and really quite polished.
Yep.
I think I used the term as quite Waitrose-y. That's the kind of vibe it gave.
Do you get imposter syndrome at them sometimes though?
Oh yeah.
See, the BMW ones, I'm terrible at those because, you know, some of the people at the BMW ones. Whoa. I mean, the first one I went, well, it was a Mini. I think it was the first one I went to. First person I saw was Robert Llewellyn. Then I saw Harry Metcalf. Then Vicky Butler Henderson. And at that point, I was gone really.
Yep.
And I was just awful. And luckily that it was property with a massive field at the back, and you drive onto the field and use that. And I was completely on my own, and I managed to compose myself, and I was all right. But the next one I went to, which was probably the 2 Series BMW, again it's that sort of level of person there, and then me. I just lost it. I thought the video was awful. Like all the stuff I did on the exterior of the car and stuff, it was just terrible. I mean, I'm standing there trying to do my bit to camera, and over there's Vicky Butler Henderson with about 10 camera crew, and you know they spent a lot of time, and you could see it was going to be amazing. And obviously she's a brilliant presenter. And there's this fat bloke that used to work in the insurance industry with his camera pointing at himself, and I do struggle with that still a little bit.
Yeah, that's fair. But yeah, you've been doing it quite a bit longer than me. I've only been doing it for 2 years, I think. So yeah, and I haven't been on many launches really. And they are they just got a sort of, it's a different kind of mindset, isn't it? Just you're there for that day, and then you film your stuff and you go home.
I always try and have a chat to people at them as well. Lots of people just sort of sit with their head down, but I always try and have a chat. So I think, you know, when you work on your own so much of the time,
yep.
Bit of networking, bit of just getting to know people a bit.
Yeah, surprising nice. who goes to those events and who you recognise and different things. So yeah.
There you go, folks. Just a short one this episode. It's something that comes up a lot. People are always asking me. Friends and things are always asking me. I know Alex always gets asked about it as well. And we thought you might find it interesting. Sorry if we bored you, but, you know, we do that sometimes. But come back next week for another episode. Alex, where can people find you online?
Got the interface.uk, all my news and different bits on there. And then, of course, the Interface Cars on YouTube for my weekly car review videos. What about you?
Right. Follow me on Instagram, please, at NotAGuruJim, or on YouTube at Definitely Not a Guru. Thanks.
Fab. Yeah. We'll see you again next time.
Bye-bye.